You're now listening to the Sportz Nutz.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Sportz Nutz. It is the season 3 finale. Matt, we have made it 108 episodes. What's up with that, right? Okay, first off, you did say we were in our afterlife, but like, what are we at right now exactly with us being 108 years old?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there are some people who have made it to 108 years old, but I'm pretty sure they weren't coherent and they didn't have control of certain type of movements.
And certain bodily functions too, by the way.
Yeah, like dropping the kids off at the pool, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, man. Yeah, 108, man. 108 sounds great. Let's make it to 208.
Absolutely.
And beyond.
I'm ready to get going. And guys, we have an outstanding episode. By the way, we are going to be joined by a special guest in a little bit. He is related. He's my cousin. Yes, Cody Keeler of Dirty Fanatics United is going to join us. I can't wait to hear his conversation thoughts on the Kyle Pitts situation going on. And could Kirk Cousins actually retire? Oh boy, that would be, Matt. You know, that would be like amazing if that happens. You know what I mean?
Well, you never want to force retirement on anybody, man. But at the same time, the game has been very, very, very generous to Kirk Cousins from his days with Washington to his days with Minnesota. I mean, the game has been very generous to him in his pockets.
Absolutely. As you see, guys, we are filtering in all of our audience members. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. Just a reminder, we are on TigerNation.live Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So yes, you guys can tune in and hear the recap. We are going to be going live actually in season 4 on Tiger Nation. We are getting that set up. Season 4 is going to be one of the seasons to remember for the Sportz Nutz. And as you guys see right now, we have people left and right coming in. And I want to say thank you to all those who spoke back with me yesterday. We are almost at full 32 teams for our summer series, the training days with the Sportz Nutz. Now look, shout out though to a bunch of people. Obviously going to shout out to our boy Chase, Cody, Phillip. They have a bunch of members of that team of the Dirty Fanatics tonight. They will be covering the Atlanta Falcons. Matt and myself also will be doing the same. We have a couple friends with the New Orleans Saints. We have a friend of ours. His name is
Whoa. I thought we agreed to skip over that team. That should not be mentioned.
We have to mention them. And then I have a friend of mine. His name is Peter. He is in actually the media industry with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to hear from him. We have Shane, who is going to possibly doing stuff with the Carolina Panthers. We have a friend of ours. His name is Charles. He will be doing stuff with the Cincinnati Bengals. We have an individual who covers the entire AFC South. That is the Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. His name is Mike. I'm not going to go his last name. He'll show his name when he comes on. We have a friend of ours. His name is Tony. He is going to be covering the Kansas City Chiefs. A good friend of mine. His name is Adam Baker. Yes, he's a great dude. This guy is actually, have been talking all afternoon and stuff. But he is going to be covering the Seattle Seahawks. A guy named Spencer is going to be covering the Chicago Bears. Good friend of mine, Cole. Yes, Cole, man, I'm shouting you up, buddy. Baltimore Ravens insider. He will be, he's going to delve into the Baltimore Ravens situation. I have a friend of mine named Tim that's going to talk to us about the LA Chargers. Good friend of mine, Ben. Ben, shout out to you, man, for the New York Jets. Yes, he's got some deep insights, and he's going to talk about that with us. Good friend of ours, Cody, also for the Las Vegas Raiders. A couple of the guys for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Ryan is going to talk to us about the Detroit Lions. Yes, we do need Minnesota, Green Bay, Dallas, Washington, Cleveland, the Rams, Broncos, Dolphins, Bills, Giants, Patriots, the Niners, Cardinals, and of course the Steelers. Why don't you guys come on by, get your popcorn ready? We cannot wait. First off, let's give a shout out, Matt. This has been a season of growth for the Sportz Nutz. I am beyond thrilled as to what we have accomplished with our show. You know, obviously when we started, it was me, you, a couple other friends of ours, and Shane had joined us, and those two other friends, they moved on. Shout out to both of them, by the way. You know, they're doing their thing. You know, we're proud of all that they have achieved. Cannot wait for that. And sorry, Stella's being weird, but give a shout out to everybody that who is been a part of the show. But Matt, we went from 148 subscribers to start season 3 to this is a record. We are at 1,237 subscribers officially for the Sportz Nutz, and it's only going to get bigger. So Matt, you know, what do you attribute? Like, what is one of your favorite moments that this season has produced with the changes?
As far as favorite moment, man, like I said, it's always me personally, from a personal standpoint. I got a kind of business standpoint. From a personal standpoint, man, it's just kind of the camaraderie with us and the growing relationship with us. You know, me, you, Hank, Shane. Just the growth, knowing who's what, knowing what role each one fills. Everybody plays their role, plays it well. But from a Sportz Nutz standpoint, man, I think just us all, you know, bringing something different, you know, us doing that, and you know, man, just being consistent, you know, just the consistency. You always have to respect the consistency, and that's what we just try to do. You know, if one can't make it, we know somebody's going to be making it. Somebody's going to be on Tuesday and Friday, so that's a guarantee. So, you know, just the consistency, man. That kind of is what I've always preached, but as you know, what it's a mantra that we've all lived by.
This is my buddy, by the way, Adam Baker, right here, the one I was telling you about that we've been talking back and forth. Really good dude. So we're going to shout him out. But yeah, you know, Matt, you're right. Absolutely. Like, man, we grew as a family, basically. You know, this is you know, our other family. You know, we have lives. Matt, you're a director of operations at a very prestigious company. You work, you know, long and dubious hours. Excuse me. And you know,
okay, somebody's been in the dictionary.
No, you know, I have an extensive vocabulary. Come on, man. You know that. You've known it for a long time. But I don't say things like pedantic and whatnot.
Out there, but yeah, you know, long and dubious schedule.
Dubious, but you know, you also have a 9-year-old daughter who, you know, she's the light of your eyes. You know, she's the apple of your eye too. She's everything for you. You know what I mean? And you know, and so then Shane, you know, he made a huge transition. He moved from Sherrill, South Carolina, up to Simpsonville, and then he made the transition to Asheville, North Carolina. Shout out to Asheville, North Carolina, indeed. And all those, boy, we were at 26 comments, guys. Keep it flowing. Absolutely loving this. But Shane has come back with us. You know, he has made a huge impact with our show. We absolutely are proud to have him a part of the team. But then also got to give a shout out, though, to our newest. Remember, he is no longer a rookie with us. This individual, he is now officially a veteran of the Sportz, and that's with it being the season finale. But Hank Russell, man, I have had the privilege of him, and I'm, you know, we talked for a little bit, and then he came on as a guest on our show, and it just took off, and we've had such a great time with him, and he's provided fantastic content, great interactions, you name it. And, you know, like, I mean, he works a really tedious job. He works really a really predominant company in Memphis, Tennessee. And, you know, the fact that he comes on, it makes a huge difference. We, like I said, the four of us, though, were such great friends with each other, and just so much fun has really transpired. And, you know, Matt, look at one of our crowning achievements. We're now officially on our radio station. We get to air on the radio station, you know, and we've had top of the line guests come on our show. You know, mention who our last guest was, sir.
Well, yeah, I mean, and going back to you telling us everybody we're on the radio, and you know, one thing we're also working on is making sure we stay within the parameters of the FCC violation.
Yes, that is correct.
So you know, you guys know how that goes, man. And I don't know, man. Which guest are you talking about? Which guest do we?
The voice of.
Oh my gosh! Yes, Bob Rathburn, man. I mean Rathburn.
Bob Rathman. Yep.
Yeah, man. That one right there, man. That kind of that one is real personal because it's somebody who, you know, I've watched since I've started watching basketball, man. That's somebody, and at the time when you're started watching Hawks basketball, when I was in middle school, I was 7th, 8th grade.
How old were you when you started watching?
Like 12, 13, when I really started focusing on watching basketball. And, you know, as you know, I played basketball, but, you know, learning the technical side of it, you know, you have to watch the sport. And, you know, Mookie Blaylock at the point, they got Steve Smith, Christian Laettner, Dikembe Mutombo, Alan Henderson. Oh, I'm sorry, Alan Henderson.
Yeah, Alan Henderson, yes.
That was around that time.
Ty Corbin.
Yeah, it was around that time, man. When I kind of really started watching this particular team, the Hawks. So, you know, man, just and he was there commentating from the jump, man. I mean, so. Yep. You know, man, I mean, it's kind of surreal. Been
with the organization officially for 30 years this year.
Yeah.
This will be year 30 with the Atlanta Hawks. And you're right. You and we watched Bob Rathman and Mike the Stinger Glenn.
Yep.
The Atlanta Hawks games, which, by the way, I've met the Stinger. I don't know if you remember, they had the strike, I think it was 96. They had the strike, and they had a basketball camp that Atlanta Hawks hosted. And I got to meet the Stinger then. And I got his book that he wrote, and I had him autograph it, so I still have it. I got to find it. It's just something that's another added piece of history, but it was so cool. Blaze, good to see you, buddy. It was so cool though to have the Stinger there. But you know, we have watched like the Stinger, we have watched Bob Rathman, and now for the last 15 years or so, he's been with Dominique Wilkins. Which, by the way, folks, for those who don't know, Dominique Wilkins watched our show, Matt. Actually, with Bob on there, and he commented that it was actually a really good show. He wants to consider coming on. So, hey, season 4 may have another guest with the human highlight himself and Dominique Wilkins. And if you guys do get the chance to check out Bob Rathman, Dominique Wilkins, and the entire Atlanta Hawks TV front staff, please do. They're fantastic. But you know, another really big guest that I like to say that I'm proud to have had on, Craig Angeles, the University of Hawaii athletic director. That particular episode, you know, it sits real for us all. By the way, for those who don't know, Craig Angeles was the athletic director for the University of Hawaii. I'd gotten word long before KHON2, Hawaii News Now, Hawaii Sports Radio Network, all of them, Honolulu Star Advertiser, everything. I got word that Hawaii and Nike were going to have a deal together with the apparel. Look, you know, for those who don't remember, the Colt Brennan era, we had Nike as their uniforms. And they switched to Under Armour because Under Armour asked for a buyout. So Adidas took over. You never could find anything Hawaii related with Adidas. And so they needed a new apparel. The contract was not renewed with Adidas. They renewed it with Nike. I waited a couple weeks, and then I told both you and Shane, I said, you're going to ask Craig about the Nike deal. And he was absolutely surprised. And by the way, he still gives me a chuckle when Matt said not pau yet, which means not done yet in Hawaiian terms, and he used that term not pau yet, and we went viral to date. That episode, let alone that particular moment, we are at 8.25 million views and listens combined. It was aired from the Pacific all the way to the East Coast, and it was aired on radio stations. The Big Ten Network picked it up, everything. It was absolutely one of the most amazing moments for us that we were known that way. But, you know, Craig Angeles, great guy. Casey Smurthwaite, he was great. You know, I had a lot of fun. But you know who else I had a lot of fun with, though, Matt?
Who?
Your boy, Abe Gordon.
But before we talk about Abe real quick, this one I everybody know when Craig Angelos came on in the background, Brandon was giddy like a schoolgirl. Just want to put that out there.
Very true. You know, Craig Angelos is a great guy. Of course, you know, I'm a big UH person as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, to have someone of his caliber agree to come on, like that's kind of where we started the jump. Ben, man, hey, gave you a quick shout out, but hey, this is right here, Matt. This is the guy who's going to be talking with us for the New York Jets, and he's got some good inside look. Holden, do not come over here.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my daughter is coming out of the shower, guys. So, hey, look, Shane just said, hope to join y'all shortly. Can't wait to have Shane. It's going to be a fantastic run on that one too. But Matt, like we've had so many great people. Like I said, your boy, dude, Abe Gordon of 92 on the game absolutely is one of those. He provides great content. We have a lot of fun with him. And he gives genuine quality conversations. Our good friend John at the Pitch Grid podcast. Shout out to John. He actually got a chance to talk with Abe Gordon, and it was really cool. Just a whole experience unlike any other. When Abe comes on, it's awesome. But Brandon Leak of 680 The Fan, Nick Shalini, 680 The Fan, which by the way, Nick and Matt Chernoff and Chris Domino are going to be coming on in season 4. So can't wait for that one as well. I'm pretty excited about that. I interned underneath them, and I can still remember the stories, especially with Nick and Matt Chernoff. Dude, Matt Chernoff used to every day would come in and be like, I'm looking forward to having my gordita. The way he said it, I just cracked up every time.
Chuck and Chernoff.
Yeah, they're fantastic. If you guys get a chance, go check them out. 680thefan.com. A lot of cool stuff. Brandon Leaks is a great guy. But we've had people from collegiate universities. How about our good friend Maddie Hudick of SI.com, the beat writer for Tulane University? She's a fantastic writer. She's a great beat writer. She gets quality content for Tulane University. So shout out to Maddie. I had so much fun with her on. Yeah, it's been an amazing season. But Matt, obviously, the sports world continues. So I want to ask you and everybody right now, okay? This is actually an idea that was given to me, thankfully, by our good friend John at the Pitch Grid podcast. He said, "Can you name an electric moment in sports?" All right, so I'm gonna pose this question to everybody. Look, there is a good bit of people watching on every platform right now, so I want you guys to answer. You can be more than one, and I'm going to ask you too, Matt. You're going to be the first to answer, obviously. What was your most electrifying or signature sports moment you ever saw or were at or have been a part of?
Oh my gosh, man! When Vince Carter drove baseline and just dunked him with tumble. I was actually at that game. Yeah, that was 98 or 99. It was around that area. Like I said, man.
Here's one, the Beastquake.
Yeah, Beastquake was crazy. But that Vince Carter drive baseline, then just dunk him with tumble, man. That was crazy. That was crazy. Even though we were home, the whole crowd was just like, wow, just the way dude floated up. Wow. Yeah, but yeah, that one, that was a good one. For me, another one. I think Odell Beckham came to town. He came to Atlanta, played against the Falcons. Falcons won the game, but Odell had a couple crazy catches, man. So that was loud. So every time he touched, this is back when he was a rock star. So every time he caught a pass, man, it was the whole crowd was just electric, and we were in Atlanta. So yeah,
it blew your socks off. Absolutely.
Yeah. But that, man, and I will tell you this right now, watching Steph Curry in person
ain't nothing like it nowhere, right?
It's insane. It's insane, man. It's insane. Like ball doesn't even touch the rim when it goes, and it's just spot.
Yeah.
So I think he dropped close to 50 or something on us, man. This was a couple years ago. So
here he goes. My electric moment was definitely 13 seconds versus the Bills. John, elaborate. I would love to know more about that, but we've seen a lot of amazing or been a part of a lot of amazing events. I told Bob this recently, when he was on our show. I said one of my favorite moments for the Atlanta Hawks, Kyle Korver popping 11 points in 60 seconds. That I still have that video saved on my bookmarks for YouTube, because that was just like, that was something you don't see like really anywhere, is a player. And it was funny because Dominique Wilkins says it only takes just one, and it really did. It just took one time. Kyle Korver hitting the 3 against the Bucks, and then he goes back down, pops another, ended up coming up. It was actually 2 because his foot was on the line. Comes back up, pops again. And my favorite quote that Dominique Wilkins said, "How about we get it for him? Let's get it." And he pops that 4th one in there, and the entire Phillips Arena, which is now called State Farm Arena, was like screaming as loud as humanly possible. Oh man, that was like an amazing moment for the Atlanta Hawks. But let's see. My most electric moment that I was ever a part of. We were playing Milton High Schools when I was playing football. My linebacker was tapping me on the inside hip, was just telling me to go back in coverage. It was a zone. I was supposed to read zone. No, I read blitz, and I blitzed. Well, the fullback went to the left, and the running back came right at me, and we hit each other so hard that people said it sounded like a clap of thunder happening. And I was out for the next 2 weeks. I had a concussion, had to go into concussion protocol. But yeah, he didn't finish the entire season. That concussion protocol was the entire season for Milton. That was one of, if not the best moments that I had ever been a part of. The AFC Divisional 2020 Bills come in, and it's a great game. Bills take the lead with 13 seconds left. Oh yes, the Chiefs Bills playoff matchup in general. That's always something that the entire matchup in general. That's always something electric. I love it. It's amazing, and yeah, that was pretty cool. I see you're talking about. But let's see another electric moment. University of Hawaii, 2007, Hawaii versus Boise State. The entire Aloha Stadium was shaking, actually shaking. It was on national TV. ESPN was there. Let's see. I got Lisa and I got there. We got there 12 o'clock Hawaii time, which fast forward back then it was 5 hours. So you fast forward 5 hours. So it's 5 o'clock in the evening when we got there. It was, it was insane. It was so much fun. Hawaii won that game against Boise State, won the WAC title. And then the next game you watched, the next home game, which was the last game of the year, wasn't there, was at home. It was University of Hawaii, Washington. Washington goes up 21-0. Colt Brennan hits Jason Rivers for a touchdown. He points, This is it. I'm ending it right now. Colt Brennan comes back and Hawaii wins 28-21 to finish the season 12-0. 2007 was a magical season. I had a lot of fun.
Julio Jones 300 yards versus the Panthers.
Yes. What else I remember?
That was crazy.
The Julio Jones toe tap. Do you remember that?
Super Bowl?
Yeah, where he tapped that toe. And you got to seriously wonder, that man, I could remember an interview that was done. And I can remember Josh Norman said Julio Jones could touch the top of the Georgia Dome if they let him.
Man, him, Harry Douglas, and Roddy White got a podcast together.
Yeah, did you hear the recent interview that he had though?
I saw it. And I didn't realize this till he said it. He was like, "Man, I only got 4 targets in the Super Bowl. 4 targets." Did you hear about what Roddy said though?
What did he say? Kyle Shanahan did not want him to be targeted at all. He was not part of the offense.
So he was like the 5th, 6th option or something. After some Leonard Hankerson and stuff. Disrespectful.
Leonard Hankerson or whatever was
Leonard
Hankerson option than him.
And Roddy
White is a phenomenal. Yes, he was on the back end of his career. I understand, but Roddy is still Roddy. I remember when he was lazy and didn't try as hard, but he turned it around. And he did phenomenal things for the franchise. Truthfully, I think his numbers should be retired, just like Julio. And, again, shout out, though, to Kobe Bryant, by the way, for wearing number 2. That number absolutely deserves to be retired. But then, there's also Matt. Who's the player that got the number 11? Remind me again, please.
Who has number 11 now for the Falcons?
Yes, there's another player wearing number 11.
And that would be I have it pulled up right here. Dang, I can't remember his name. That would be. Let's see.
If you know who we're talking about, guys, let us know who the number 11 is on the Atlanta.
Emory Jones, the backup QB.
God, it's so weird to know that there's another player that's wearing. Just number 11 and number 2. Heck, number 84 should never be worn again. Those were the most amazing numbers. So, and I got another one that also, I know Matt's doing something real quick. So another one that was just mentioned here. Let's see. Our good friend Trey Davis was at game 4 of the NL. Sorry, Matt had the door. I was at game 4 of the NL Championship Series where the Braves swept the Reds. The atmosphere was electric. Everyone was still doing the tomahawk chant in the streets. The Braves went on to win the World Series. Dude, all right. So I'll read the next comment you have in a minute too, but I want to reiterate the tomahawk chop. I can remember this is going to show my age, y'all. I was at the game-winning game for the Atlanta Braves 1995 World Series, and I remember like the amount of like celebration that took place in downtown Atlanta. Kenny Lofton flat out, and we won the World Series. It was, oh man, it was such an amazing moment, and it really was. And oh man, I had so much fun with that part. Yeah, and the city of Atlanta, when any team turns out, when their team wins, but there's just something about the 95 World Series win. My cousin is in the Air Force, and he lives in Alturas, Oklahoma. He's a South Carolina and Oklahoma fan. Oh, okay. All right. And then, or the Salvador Perez grounder, go by David Murphy in the 2015 World Series. Murphy goes to first and gets the out, and Eric Hosmer, goodness, broke as soon as Murphy threw. Dude overthrew the catcher, and Hosmer scored. Oh yeah, and then I mean, like the constant comment. Look, I was at the Mariners and Astros epic 18-inning game, 6+ hours in a smoke-filled stadium. Astros won 1-0. All right, so I was at the game actually at Fulton County Stadium when it caught fire for the Atlanta Braves, and I remember they had to postpone. It was insane. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. It's our boy Hank. He is broadcasting actually from a UFC match weigh-in. Hank, what's going on, brother?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Well, I'm here in West Memphis, Arkansas at Attitude MMA, which is where which is why I'm not able to be in the studio tonight. But this is the weigh-in tonight, and the actual fights are tomorrow night. But they're putting on a show with the weigh-ins. But man, like, if I can let me flip this camera. How do you? Well, if you could see it, like, that's a really nice cage right there, man, and
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, hey, guys, Hank has been given a great opportunity. Hank, let everybody know what your other show actually gets to do.
Well, I'm on a platform called Millions.co. I applied for them about 4 months before I started with the Sportz Nutz, and they finally called me back about a week and a half ago and told me I was hired with them. Anyway, I interview pretty much everybody. I can pretty much interview whatever sports that I want to, but the wonderful, most popular is mixed martial arts, and boxers. And I've actually got a slapping. I forget what they call power slap. I got a power slap competitor, which is sponsored by the UFC and everything like that. So it's been quite. It's only been a few days, and I've interviewed like 4 people already, and this is something that they wanted me to cover because I'm in Memphis, so I'm only about 30 minutes away, and this is West Memphis, Arkansas, and I'm literally like within a mile of where the West Memphis 3 situation happened 30 years ago. So, and it's at a casino, which I didn't even know there was a casino over here until about 5 years ago. So,
Hey, but I know we're not going to keep it long because I know it's hard for you to hear, but we want to say congratulations. And I officially told Matt, you're no longer a rookie of the Sportz Nutz. You are officially a veteran because the season finale ends today, man. And I'm so excited to have you on board with our team. And I can't wait for season 4. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know what I mean?
me too, man. And you know what? I'm not too. I'm not. I'm gonna get off here in a sec, but I gotta tell you one thing, man. Like, it's been a pleasure being at the Sportz Nutz these last 6 months, and you know, obviously we all in the same room with each other less than a month ago, and it's always been an honor. And I don't know what direction my life is going to go in, but the thing about it is that I will always remember that first 6 months, especially season 3. So it's like, but
yeah, I've had a blast, and I was telling Matt when we first started, the way we went from 148 subscribers to well over 1,200 now. I mean, that's tributing to what all 4 of us are doing the right way, and I've had a blast. And here's to you, here's to Shane, Matt, everybody. It's going to be a fantastic season 4. But I'm gonna tell you now, Hank, go soak in this opportunity you're at. And Matt and I are both proud of you. We're excited for you, man. And like I said, you better take a heck of a lot of pictures and videos and just enjoy every second, because now you're officially there, brother. You're in, brother.
Yeah, and I'm a little nervous because there's testosterone in here than in Mike Tyson's urine.
Here we go.
But
Hank,
hey, I appreciate you guys, man, and I bid you farewell for the evening.
all right, man. Take care, Hank. Guys, that was our boy Hank reporting live. Yes. So, Matt, obviously, we're just giving, everybody knows we're giving a shout out to all of the major sporting events that we have been to. And I was there when the Braves won the first World Series in 1995. That was a lot of fun. Shout out to my family for taking us to that game. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. And one last one that I can recall. There's so many to remember. That's just the thing. The most electrifying moment when the Atlanta Falcons were going to Houston to play the Super Bowl. And I can remember, and I'm going to quote Matt's term here, the molly-whopping Atlanta did to the Green Bay Packers. Oh, man, that was unlike that 2012 and 2016 team. They were something different.
You know what, Matt? The first half of that Super Bowl, man, every Atlanta fan was on cloud 9.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The first half of that Super Bowl. Now, I don't really speak on this too much, man, on this particular game, as none of us do, with good reason. But you couldn't tell any Atlanta Falcon fan anything after that first half.
No,
we were just like,
we were on cloud 9. I mean, even Peyton Manning got into the joking about it, and he was like, "All right, I have the Falcons are going to win this one," and obviously, it was kind of an SNL skit, but man, it was just amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. Shout out to your podcast, Sarah. Dude, we're only getting better, and we cannot wait for you guys to tune in to season 4's amazing moments that are going to happen. But all right, so Matt, let's continue on with the sports world the sport world continues. News came out today officially. I told you there was when it happened, it was destined, unfortunately. AJ Smith-Shawver felt the pop, 3rd inning, tore his UCL. Officially was announced that he tore his UCL. Bryce Elder was called up. There's talks that Hurston Waldrop is going to be called up as well for the Atlanta Braves. But, AJ Smith-Shawver was in the Rookie of the Year running, actually. This dude was putting up ridiculous numbers, had a fantastic ERA. Unfortunately, his season has come to an end with a torn UCL, which, for those who are not playing along or have been living under a rock, that means Tommy John surgery, which means 16 to 18 months rehab. Surgery and rehab is going to have to unfortunately happen. Hopefully, he comes back even stronger. But Matt, obviously, the Atlanta Braves, they're having one of those head scratching seasons, absolutely. But we've heard many people, we've heard the doubters. We know the naysayers are out there. We absolutely know they're out there, but we are not naysayers. We know Atlanta is capable, what they're capable of. They have the talent. They absolutely do. But, how devastating could this be for the Atlanta Braves, losing a player of AJ Smith-Shawver's caliber?
Oh man, yeah. They did not need this. They were already 26 and 29. Or 3 games on the 500 right now, about 7.5 games behind the Mets, and 9.5 games behind, Philadelphia. This was definitely something they did not need, especially since they just got, Acuna back, and they wanted to trend. They wanted to trend in the right direction. That doesn't mean they were, but they wanted to trend in the right direction. I think this is a big blow for them, man. It's tough, but next man up. That's right. Kind of the mantra here. It has to be next man up. Braves got to do something, man. They got to be able to string together a couple of wins in a row rather than stringing together all these losses in a row. I think that the highest win streak this year is, I don't know if it's 3. I'm not sure, but they got to be better. They have the talent. Everybody knows they have the talent. But right now, how it's looking is, they're looking to maybe secure a wild card spot. Yep. Yeah, man. Because I don't think they're going to catch Even though it's a lot of season left. If I'm not mistaken, there's over 100 games left, or close to that. So they still have time, but it's just one of these things, man, where it just doesn't seem like it's gonna go right this year. Yeah. But again,
stranger things have happened. Remember,
exactly.
Stranger things. Remember the Atlanta Braves, the year they won the World Series. They didn't have the division in their pocket until 10 days before the season ended, and then they won the division. Not only did they win the division, the Mets had the most epic collapse there has been, and they missed out on the post season. So I mean, anybody can win at any given time. Phillies might be the best team in baseball at the moment. It just depends when comes August and close to September, which team has the hotter hand. If Atlanta, turns it on and becomes hot like Red October and blows everybody out the water, you literally can't dismiss the possibilities of Atlanta even somehow pulling a rabbit out of their hat and winning the division. You just can't do it yet. Don't write it off. The fat lady ain't sung, and I'm not giving up on them. I've heard numerous of wannabes and whatnots say that they need to go ahead and hang it up and be prepared for 2026. No, don't give up. You do not need to do that. Don't even utter that in the same sentence. This team is uber talented. There was this article that was posted out earlier that said Atlanta needs to blow it up and start all over. No, they don't. They do not. You have Austin Riley. The dude, Austin Riley, is an amazing third baseman. Look, this team is extremely talented. Yes, it's not started the way we had hoped, but again, anybody can win at any given time. So don't count it out until it happens. Paige Beckers, she is in the concussion protocol. Obviously, last night, Hank's favorite basketball player, Angel Reese, got their first win of the season. And Paige Becker is in the concussion protocol. She's out for the next two games. Dallas is they're not actually having my friend from New Jersey has a saying the Mets will find a way to make that's true. But Paige Becker, they're not having this season. There was a reason why they got the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft. They're 1-4. But let's look on the opposite end of the spectrum.
1-5.
And the Atlanta Dream. They're only a couple games out of the number 1 overall spot in all the WNBA. Like this is definitely a turning of the season. It's hard to sit here and say this, and I've tried to look at the positives with Angel Reese. I've tried to look at the positives with Paige Beckers, all of them, everybody, and I can't find one for Angel Reese. She's too focused on the meat and mentality, and it's okay to be cocky. It really is. It's okay. But you've got to back up your off the field, off the court talks with on the court actions. And I said this before, Matt, you know this. Yeah, you can shoot 7 shots, but if you grab 5 rebounds, you're absolutely padding your stats because you just rebounded 5 of your own shots. You're padding your own stats. And I can't sit here and say she's one of the best. I can't.
I agree. I agree with you. I mean, she's probably one of the best rebounders this game has seen in a long time. She's averaging like 13 rebounds a game, which is ridiculous. But again, it's like you said, missing your own shot. She's shooting a paltry 31% from the field. She's shooting 31% from the field. She shoots a higher 3-point percentage than she does a field goal percentage, man.
That's so sad.
But it's only been 5 games. She's averaging about 9 points, 13 boards. Again, I give her much respect on the rebounding aspect of it, man. She's coming to the league averaging about 13 boards a game. So I have to respect that aspect of her game. To me, honestly, what I'm seeing is kind of like a semi female version of Dennis Rodman a bit. That's kind of what I'm seeing without the defense, typically like that. But man, I have to respect it. I respect the rebounding. I respect that, but she has to do something about that offense. Either don't shoot at all. Don't shoot at all.
Don't rush your shot. Matt, what is the one thing you were told every time you played? Don't rush your shot. Don't rush your shot.
Follow your shot.
Follow your shot. And make sure you're comfortable in your own position. She looks like a duck out of water when she runs. She has no idea what she's really like. She's wanting to do. She just rushes her shot. She throw. I mean, there are so many videos out there. She just throws the ball up. Like there could literally be three three players behind you. You're underneath the goal. What do? Just throw it up and wing a prayer. Hope the heck it's going to go in. No, don't do that. Line up, take your shot. Don't rush it. And she's doing that. And she's absolutely shooting. Hey guys, Shane Owen in the house. What's up, brother?
Hey man, how's it going, guys?
Look at that handsome fella.
Hey, sorry for the late entry, man. I want to first off say congratulations to the new Dr. and Mrs. Jackson Gregory. My cousin Casey got married, so we're down here at the Citadel Alumni Hall, right across the street from the football stadium.
Can you show a picture of the stadium real quick?
Yeah, let me see.
Guys, where he's at is and don't know. Citadel is in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, there's a stadium right there. And then, of course, there's a reception. So, we're having a good time. And let me see. How do I get out of this? Okay, there we are. But no, we're having a good time, and just wanted to definitely come on here with it being the season 3 finale. Tell everybody hello. We appreciate all the support that we've gotten through this season alone. We've accomplished many milestones, and look forward to having everybody there with us for the next season, and only bigger things to come. But I'm gonna go. They just blessed the food and all, and I ran out here, so I'm letting the line die down. Then I'm gonna go get me a plate, and then it's on to the dance floor.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna have a good time.
Like I told Hank when he came on a moment ago, I want to tell you, Matt's going to agree with me on this one. What we have accomplished this season is monumental, and it's only going to get better. And, we are blessed to have you back on with the team, and we cannot wait for what you and Matt and Hank and myself all have lined up for the season 4. Remember, quickly, Shane, let everybody know again what the title of the show is that's going to come out. The episode's coming out.
It's going to be training days with the Sportz Nutz. We're steadily growing. As you see, this is the new logo that you'll see probably up in the corner, just like you see every normal episode that we have with our logo there. We're probably going to have that one in the corner for all these episodes. And, we look forward. We've got a good many people, covering all the teams. We want to get all the teams covered. So that's kind of
14.
Yeah, we need 14 of them. And there's plenty of people, if you're a fan of one team or you're a fan of another team, or if you're just a general football knowledge kind of person and you think this team's going to be good and you're going to follow them, hey, let us know. We want your input. But I think it's going to be pretty great to get that interactive just for, going through the training days and the lead up to the preseason in the NFL, and even in that, the college football. And, maybe we'll get a couple people in because head coach now at Chesterfield High was a fellow alumnus with me at Chesterfield High School, Nick Dixon. They've got a big battle of the border coming up 7-on-7 there come June, I think 20 something. So hey, looking forward to kind of covering all these, lead up preseason things for any kind of football related. So, great for it. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here and go enjoy the party. But as always, peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, bacon grease. Shane, have fun, man. We'll talk to you soon. And remember, you will get to catch Shane back next Friday, June 6th, when season 4 kicked off. Shane, have fun, man. All right.
Oh yeah, got a driver, Matt, too. So don't worry. No flags. No flags. No flags.
No flags. Shane, take care, brother. We love you, man.
See y'all. Much love.
All right, Matt. So, as you were saying, obviously, it was, she's got to fix it. She's rushing her shot. This is not what you sit there and talk about as being the best of the best. And then, obviously the reports came out, guys, And for those who didn't hear this, Angel Reese made an audacious claim that there was a racism going on. Now, look, I'm not in any way. Matt doesn't know. We know that everybody knows this. The Sportz Nuts, we do not condone racism of any shape, form, size, or anything about it. But you have to have substantiated backup to validate your claim. The WNBA brought in an NBA insider investigator as well. They did their thorough investigation. They found that there was no there's no phallus to it. There was no validity to her claims. But again, for those who, if there was any, now I'm not saying there was or was not, but if there was any, you need to change it. Don't be racist. But Angel Reese, and I said this before, and I'm gonna reiterate again, and we'll go to another topic. But if you're gonna sit there and say you're the best athlete in the country, the best basketball player to walk the face of the earth, you've got to back up your off the field talk with on the field showings. Matt just told you you're shooting 31% to start the season. That's not proving anybody that you're the best of the best. Instead of doing this, play the game the way you know how. And then maybe people can get off that high horse that, you're an absolute joke. Because, you have the potential to be one of the best defenders in the WNBA, but you're so busy worrying about your self-image outside of the game that you're not bettering yourself. And, the questions have come. John at Pitch Grid Podcast even said this too. Where did she work out like on the off season? What does she do for her game? Matt, you know this too. Like you have to practice. You absolutely have to practice. If you really want to better your game, do it. And I'm going to bring Caitlin Clark in this. There are so many videos out there of Caitlin Clark. When the season's over, she puts in extra work to better herself, to be better for the next game, the next season. Angel Reese, all she did was do better at was just talking and trying to promote her self-image. She's got to do better. And, again, she has the potential, but she has to realize she has that potential. You know what I mean, Matt?
Yeah. And I mean, like everybody else that plays professional sport, we don't really know what they do in the offseason. Maybe she did work on what her strengths are. Maybe she did work on rebounding and offensive rebounding, and maybe she did work on that. Maybe she just hasn't added to her offensive repertoire yet. We don't know. But man, that's I get it. It's subjective, but it doesn't look like her offense actually has regressed. But then again, man, we're only like 4 games in. Yes, 4 or 5 games in. Remember that. Adam. Only 4 or 5 games in, man. Usually with in the NBA, man, when the season starts, that whole first week, it takes players about maybe 4, 5, 6 games to start getting everything back in order. So, I'm gonna give it a benefit of the doubt right now. I think she'll raise the percentage up.
Hopefully, she
needs to at least get it over 40%, man. For a big, or for somebody who plays in the post or plays down low, 50% should be, or close to 50% should be standard. But again, it's professional sports. It's tough. It's difficult. But she at some point needs to work on her offense.
Absolutely. And we're big components of women's sports. Matt and I especially, because we're both girl dads. Me, I'm a girl dad times 4. Matt's a girl dad. So we absolutely support women's athletics, and we will continue to do it. So yeah, let's hope and pray that this is going to be one of the WNBA seasons that we will never forget for how talented and how much the game has propelled in the positive direction. Let's hope for that one. All right, Matt, obviously the NFL season is literally knocking on that door. We're going to have training camps getting ready, literally starting up real soon. OTAs are going on, but we heard this little rumblings, right? And yes, John is extra girl dad as well. We heard this rumblings. Kyle Pitts, Matt, he could be traded. He was considered as a day 2 trade, and he could still be traded. There's been multiple teams that have been calling still about the possibility of a trade. And I got to ask you, Matt, look, when someone is touted so highly by experts left and right that sit there and say Kyle Pitts is a unicorn. He's one of the best, but he has consistently lived in the negative aspect of the game. He's not playing to his level that he could. Obviously, he did good his first year with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan got him, a whole heck of a lot of yards, but then he's just steadily declined. And then he started out possibly looking good to start last season, and then fell off a rocker again. Matt, is it time that Atlanta just kicks Kyle Pitts to the curb to say, you know what, we'll give you Kyle Pitts if you give us a 6th or heck even a 7th round pick? I mean, is that has to be the level you're thinking, right?
Absolutely. And I think this regime is more prone to trading Pitts since they're not the regime that I guess they are the regime that drafted him. Yeah, I was thinking of Dan Quinn. Yeah, he was the regime that got him. Look, man, it's like this. Kyle Pitts had over 1,000 yards his first year, but he only had 1 touchdown. His touchdowns have went in order, and this is no joke. Year 1, 1 touchdown. Year 2, 2 touchdowns. Year 3, 3 touchdowns. Year 4, 4 touchdowns. That's how his touchdowns have went.
Are we going to look for 5 this year? I mean, why can't we look for more?
It's look, coming out of the draft, man, he was touted that high, and when he got drafted at 4, nobody really said much, man, because at that time that was, Falcons needed a tight end, and they felt that was the pick. Although Micah Parsons was on the board, but we're not going to speak on that anymore. I think I spoke to that before. On that one again. Yeah. Yeah. Around this time, man. I mean, about this time. I mean, he's only 24. He's still only 24. You have to look at that. He doesn't have a lot of mileage due to the fact that he didn't get a lot of work. He only had like 74 targets his last season. I think he had like 90 targets the year before that. His rookie year, he had like over 100 targets. He's not getting a lot of work. The only issue with Kyle Pitts is they just need to go ahead and put him at wide receiver, man. That's because the blocking is atrocious. I mean, here we go, Brandon. The blocking was very shallow and pedantic.
No, you gotta do the pedantic.
It was shallow and pedantic. It was underwhelming. He's. I don't know what it is, but I'm thinking it's just time to put him at wide receiver. Put him on outside, man. Just put him on outside.
Would that change his level of play, though?
Well, we don't know. I mean, granted, when his best plays he's made have come from the slot, have come from outside, have come from him going down the field. I mean, that's the bread and butter of his plays. I don't really see a lot of plays of him coming off of that line with his hands in the dirt, and he's lined up. I don't really. He doesn't. Just doesn't get off the jam quick enough, man. But
you agree, like you will see glimpses of greatness,
you will.
But then you see the most boneheaded plays. Like example. You have the absolute wide open lane to run a touchdown, and you muff the ball, and they intercept the ball, and they run back, and you cost Atlanta another win last season. I mean, there's only so much a fan can take, right?
Atlanta shouldn't have been put in that position, man. I mean, to me, man,
that's a good question for you.
To me, he's not better than he was when he was a rookie. Let's just put it like that. He's not better than he was as a rookie, and he's going into year 5. And he's still the same kind of player, the same type of player. Nothing has gotten better about his game. Am I wrong here?
No, nothing. You're not wrong.
Nothing has gotten better about
what has been flashy enough about.
Yeah, he's not a better blocker. He's not a better receiver. He's not a better route runner. Everything has been flatlined since he's come into this league. And being the 4th pick in the draft, man, that's unacceptable. So I can see. You won't get the value back for him, but at some point you have to cut your losses. I think this season here is the tell-all season of the legacy of Kyle Pitts. And you know what, Brandon? I'm going to go out on a hunch here. I think he's going to have a great year. I think he's going to have a great year. I know you don't, but something's telling me he's going to have a great year.
It's also because it is a contract year, and you traditionally know contract years players try a little more. But I don't know, like, it's ever since he had that injury, just something about him that he really, he just, it's like his heart's not there anymore. And, John just asked this question, do you question his work ethic? Yeah, I actually do question it.
Absolutely. He hasn't gotten better since he's been in the league. He hasn't gotten better since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten better. He has not gotten better.
There are those players who could be, who absolutely can be touted as one of the best of XYZ, but then they are so quick to bust.
So his summer should be spent with Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, just to name a few tight ends. I mean, Kellen Winslow, if you can find them. I mean, his tight ends, his summer should be spent with the great tight ends, learning the game, learning how to play the game. And I don't know if he's doing that or not. Maybe he is doing that. Maybe he is out there talking to Tony Gonzalez or somebody like that. Maybe he is being mentored by them. We don't know behind the scenes. I don't know, but from the outside looking in, it doesn't look that way because he has, again, I'm going to say it again, he has not gotten better since his rookie year. I'm not going to say he's regressed. To me, he's just been flatlined. He's been the same type of player, been the same exact player. The only reason he got those 1,000 yards a year was because Matt Ryan was staring him down because Matt Ryan had nobody else to throw to.
But Matt Ryan is also one of the best quarterbacks to ever walk the face of the earth for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, he is the best quarterback to play for the Atlanta Falcons.
That is true. There are those who will disagree and say that Steve Bartkowski was the best. Some people say Mike Vick was good.
Do they have MVPs?
No.
Did they take the team to the team to the Super Bowl?
Nope.
Okay. Were they the NFL's offensive player of the year? Were they the NFL's offensive player of the year?
I think Bartkowski was.
He got him one? Okay. Yeah. I mean, who has the better team record? So Matt Ryan's been in the playoffs since he came in the league. I mean, Matt Ryan was playoffs. Then he hit a little lull.
Well, remember the Falcons before Matt Ryan, they were every other year in the postseason.
The Falcons every
other year they were in the postseason.
Mike Smith.
Yes.
Mike Smith. The Falcons are soft. Man, that Hard Knocks was the
was the bomb.
That was the death of Mike Smith right there. Boy.
Yeah, but look, honestly, the only way I'm going to sit here and say right now, the only way Kyle Pitts gets re-signed by Atlanta, 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns.
That's excessive, right? He's not going to.
Nobody he's resigned.
A tight end has never gotten 2,000 yards.
That's the only way he would be resigned as a Falcon, though.
The
fan base hates a player.
1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. 1,000 yards and 8 to 10 touchdowns would be good. That's a good season for a tight end. That's a great season for a tight end.
Not for him though.
But you got to take what you can get at this point. If he can give you 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, he's a top 5 tight end in his league.
I wouldn't re-sign him to the deal that if he okay, let's just for bleeps and giggles.
He's not getting a Travis Kelce type deal. That's not happening.
No, but let's just say for bleeps and giggles, he gets 1,500 yards. Has 11 touchdowns. I'm still not giving him that money that he he could call for.
I mean, what I would do is
you're just here top 5 now is what he said. Someone just said.
What I would do is no. If Kyle Pitts came out next year and pulled out 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, he will have top 3, top 4 tight end numbers of that season, of that particular season. Tight ends don't typically get 1,000 yards like that, guys. They don't. Travis Kelce was an anomaly, and even though he didn't have 1,000 yards the last couple of seasons. A lot of tight ends, they were mainly blockers until Tony Gonzalez came and Antonio Gates came and things like that. Tight ends were mainly for blocking. But tight ends don't get 1,000 yards like that. They're the more 600-700 yards. 5, 6, 700 yards, man. They're check down specialists, man. They're the quarterbacks. Security blanket. So
you're kind of the guarantee for the quarterback. But even then, Matt, he's not the guarantee. I mean, look, Cody,
I agree with
cousin,
you. I agree with you, man.
He said you could put Kyle Pitts wide open, have one player in the entire field, right? The entire field, like it could be 11-on-1, and somehow or another, he would muff the opportunity just by something. It's just something happen. About him,
That did happen, man. That did happen when he was wide open, and he just gosh.
He dropped. Man. Yep. Sorry. Anyways, guys, we could talk about Kyle Pitts, but there's another rumor that has been circling, Matt. And I want to hear your thoughts. And of course, I want to hear the people who are watching. We're at 94 comments, by the way. Let's try to get to 120 today. I would greatly appreciate Matt and I also greatly appreciate it. But I want to ask this question to you, Matt, and I want to ask everybody watching. The rumor is Kirk Cousins may retire. And I asked John this earlier today too, and he seems to think he might go somewhere else. But I want to ask Matt, do you think Kirk Cousins could actually retire?
It depends. If he's retiring due to injury, then yeah. But if he's 100% healthy, he's not retiring. Again, like I said earlier in the segment, man, the NFL game has been lovely to Kirk Cousins in his pockets, and and I don't think he's done anytime soon. I can see a team. I mean, granted, he won't get traded there, but teams that need him are teams like the Saints, the Steelers. Can you imagine Kirk Cousins on the Steelers, man? I mean,
so there's a lot of that conversation is absolutely heating up. ESPN is reporting that there is a high probability that the Rooneys are going to bulk on Aaron Rodgers and go for a player like Kirk Cousins, who could theoretically lead the Steelers to the promised land. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I think, is done, washed up, been over with for a long time. That ship has sailed, been there, done that, got the T-shirt and the great kind of thing.
Yeah, but, Aaron, it's time to go ahead and hang him up, Aaron, man. I mean, it's just that time, bro. I mean, you had a great, marvelous career. You got a Super Bowl.
But it's not fair that he can sit there and not do any of the workouts, not do any practices or whatever, right? And then he comes in and it's like, here, we're going to give you the torch. You're
well, yeah. Well, yeah. He's Aaron Rodgers, man. He's Aaron freaking Rodgers.
What has he done in the last couple of years? Done 4 games.
What has he done for a career, man? I mean, you're looking at possibly besides. Before Patrick Mahomes came in there, Aaron Rodgers was probably the most talented quarterback in the league for a while. Even that's with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in the league. For a while, he was the most talented quarterback. Aaron Rodgers was a great player, man. Is he as good now? No. But who knows, man? Aaron knows what he can do, what he can't do. But I think for him to be successful, he's going to need to have a receiver like a Julio Jones or in a running game, like a monster running game, like a Derrick Henry. He's going to need everything handed to him, kind of like how he just needs everything handed to him, man. I don't think he can lead and will his team to wins anymore. He's not at that level. He's going to need a great run game and a great body of receivers. But Aaron Rodgers didn't doesn't deserve to walk in and be like, yeah, he does. He's one of those ones, man. He was one of those ones.
Why did he get the red carpet treatment, but other quarterbacks, and I'm going to bring up a really bad quarterback's name here, Desmond Ridder. Why a player like Desmond Ridder get the red carpet if Aaron's getting the red carpet as well?
Because Aaron Rodgers is maybe 4 or 5 time NFL MVP. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's led his team to the playoffs dang near every year of his career, besides not even a handful. You can't. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to argue on that though. Okay,
go ahead.
Desmond Ridder comes into the field house. He busts his backside. Has to work diligently hard. Say for it. All right, let's just again bleeps and giggles. He's the starting quarterback of the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers comes in there. Desmond Ridder is busting his backside to get that level of notoriety. Okay, Aaron Rodgers comes in. Congratulations, you have the starting ball in. And how fair is that? That every 51 other player? There's 52 players on the team, or 56, one of the two. You have every player but him busting their backsides, and he just comes in there and says, I'm the best, and we need to RELEX, relax.
Because none of the players on that team has done what Aaron Rodgers has done. None of them have done what Aaron Rodgers has done. Desmond Ridder, that's
what I said.
Desmond Ridder doesn't have the amount of talent that Aaron Rodgers has in his pinky toe. I'm gonna sit here and lay that right there, Brandon. We've seen Desmond Ridder up close and personal.
Yes, we have.
He has lost us games. He lost us games, man. We were supposed to be in the playoffs that year. He lost his games against Carolina by himself.
Yes,
by himself, he's lost his games. Aaron Rodgers has done more. Aaron Rodgers has forgot more about the game of football than I'm not going to bash Desmond Ridder. I'm not going to do that. Who's also thinking about retirement. I'm not going to bash him.
Desmond Ridder's thinking about retirement.
Yeah, I enjoyed the time Desmond Ridder was here. I remember when we had high hopes on Desmond Ridder when he started the season. We were like, okay, he's going to be our quarterback going forward. I respect him. Hardworking dude. Great dude. Got to went to one of the games. Got to say what's up to him. It was a real brief exchange, but real great guy. but I'm not going to not recognize what Aaron Rodgers has done. If Aaron Rodgers walks into any room,
I'm not giving him a silver platter just because of who he is.
I will. Depending on the quarterbacks of my team. If I got Mason Rudolph and some other and also other Ohio State quarterback rookie.
John's sitting there saying, "I'm not letting you forget who Will Howard is."
Yeah, Will Howard. Thank you. If I have Will Howard and Desmond Ridder, not Will Howard and Mason Rudolph, and Aaron Rodgers comes in, Aaron Rodgers will be lacing them up for game one as the starter. I mean, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. You got to look who you have. DK Metcalf out there. You got Pat Fryermuth, tight end. You have those players.
Hypothetical, okay. Let's just say, and I'm going to use Desmond again. Let's say Desmond Ridder had the 2016 talented team the Atlanta Falcons had, right? He comes in, Desmond Ridder just won MVP of the season, electrified. 2017 comes, you still have the 2016 staff. Literally the entire staff is still there, right? Nothing's changed. And then you go and you bring Aaron Rodgers in, okay? Let's just bring Aaron Rodgers in. Are you going to sit there and literally say, you know what, Aaron, it's okay. You can sit there and chew bubble gum and twiddle your thumbs and knit a sweater. Is that what you can sit there? Is that what you say? Is he can do whatever he wants to do just because?
No, because you said that Desmond Ridder won MVPs, he's won accolades Aaron Rodgers have won. These teams that you're talking about now, they haven't done anything that Aaron Rodgers has done. Okay, if you bring somebody else in who's on the same level as Aaron Rodgers, okay, now we're talking. We're talking here. But these guys are right here, and Aaron Rodgers is up here still. The people forget Aaron Rodgers was injured last year with the Jets. He was injured. I mean, it is what it is. Granted, they should have done more with that Jets team. That Jets team had too much talent. But sometimes too much talent is a bad thing.
Say Aaron Rodgers is also very toxic. There's a lot of people.
I wouldn't say that. He wasn't even there to be toxic. He wasn't even there for a full calendar year to be toxic. But man, I'm not gonna say he's toxic. This is just reputation. This is just reputation that's preceding him right now. I'm not.
Anybody named Blue Moon or whatever her name was.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. But nah, man. If Aaron Rodgers went to the Steelers, he's the starter. If Aaron Rodgers went to the Saints, he's the starter. If Aaron Rodgers went to any of the teams that need a quarterback, he's the starter because, and I quote, it's Aaron freaking Rodgers, man.
All right, look, if you literally just sat there and said the Saints, I cannot believe you said that, guys. You already know our viewpoint. If the Saints go 0-17 for the next 27 years, we're fine.
They kind of did before Drew Brees got there. I mean,
Mason Rudolph is a native South Carolinian, and he went to he did go to Northwestern. All right, so I'm so glad you brought up the New Orleans Saints, Matt. ESPN is saying this, NFL Network, a lot of experts are saying this realistically could be the first ever franchise in NFL history to go 0-17. I'm not swaying away from that possibility, but stranger things. I think stranger things could happen. But I could see. I told friends today too. I said, if the Saints were to go 4-13, that's a win. That is absolutely a win on them, because they're obviously losing Derek Carr for the rest of the time, and you really did not focus on offseason or the draft. I mean,
why should they, Brandon? What? Why should they focus on any of that?
Because it's the Saints in there.
Yeah, but the Saints, I hate to say this, but they're playing it really smart right now.
No, they're not. They are.
Who's the best? Who besides Drew Brees? Who is the best quarterback they've had besides Drew Brees?
Arch Manning.
Okay. Who's coming into the draft next year?
Arch Manning.
Who's going to have the first pick in the draft next year? More than likely who? The Raiders. There's no team in the NFL sorrier than the Saints right now. I have a worse roster than the Saints right now. Saints will have the number one pick in the draft. That's probably gonna be fact. You know how the NFL does it. It's not a lottery.
Imagine another Manning though being in New Orleans and New Orleans still laying goose
eggs. That's what's gonna happen, Brandon. The Saints have set themselves up to do this. They have depleted their roster. They could have gotten a quarterback earlier in the draft. They could have gotten a better quarterback earlier in the draft. No, they're gonna throw Spencer Rattler out there and the other quarterback that they have. Yeah, dude, they know what they're doing, guys. Take it for Arch, man. It's taking for Arch. Arch 2.0 now. It's Arch now, and we're gonna have to deal with Arch for the next 15 years as the Falcons fan because they're going to be with the Saints. And I like Arch Manning. I like him, man. I really like his game.
This will be his make or break it season. It really will.
Oh yeah. He's going to the league. He's going to the league after this season. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. He's going to the league. He's going to be the first pick in the draft just because of that last name.
Here's a question right here. What do you think of the Olave to Pittsburgh rumors? I have actually heard of Stephen A. Smith mentioned a lot today too.
Does it matter? When is he going to play a full season? When is he going to play a full season?
You know who he reminds me of? Who was their former wide receiver that got hurt?
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas. That's kind of what Olave reminds me of. He gets hurt too easy.
It must be that cooking. It must be that New Orleans cook. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. That New Orleans cooking,
Cajun style food. That's
that New Orleans cooking is on some other stuff, man. It's so good. I've never had better food in my life on that strip of Bourbon Street. All those restaurants.
First quarter.
Oh my god. You know.
Hey,
so it's that cooking, man.
The Sportz Nutz crew may actually make a trip down to see a Falcons Saints game, and you best darn believe we're gonna hit up a lot of Nolan style.
I don't know, man. Whenever we might not make it back, man. You know, they'll see us down there in our jerseys, and we're gonna be really ignorant with it. So
we're gonna be them fans like that. What was the Knicks fans that were throwing the trash bags
to the Pacers fan? That Pacers fan having the last laugh now. Well, we'll see.
All right. Speaking of basketball, New York Knickerbockers, they spanked.
They did.
The Indianapolis Pacers, the Indiana Pacers last night, and Tyrese Halliburton. He absolutely laid a goose egg. But I don't know, Matt. Is this going to be a game 7? Is there going to be a game 7, or is Indiana going to pull a rabbit out of their hat and absolutely mollywop the Knicks?
I think Indiana is going to definitely pull this off. More to play tomorrow. Indianapolis is gonna go ahead and take care of business, man. I can see them, just doing it. They bounce back very well from a loss.
I like Karl Anthony Towns, by the way.
Yeah. Karl Anthony Towns. He's putting it all on the line, man. He's putting it out there, man. Won me my parlay yesterday, so I appreciate that, Karl. But at the same time, man, the Knicks are just delaying the inevitable. But would I be surprised if the Knicks came back and brought it to 7? No. But I just think the Pacers need to go ahead and take care of business now, man. They don't have to worry about that. They just need to take care of business. I need the Pacers to win this, man. A lot of my friends are Knicks fans, and when the Knicks were beating everybody, I'm just hearing this. Yang, 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 yang. New York is back. New York is back. New York is back. So the fact that they're all quiet now, it's like me being serenaded by Sade, singing a Kiss of Life. It's like me being serenaded, man. Just hearing how quiet these Knicks fans are. I love it, man. Turn on the TV, seeing Stephen A. Smith looking like this.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm sorry, Knicks fans, but I love it, man. I love this. So I hope that Indianapolis finishes and takes care of business. I hope they do this and don't,
because then you're gonna have to hear the Knicks fans at home yelling it.
yeah. So I just love it. I just love seeing these Knicks fans in utter defeat and embarrassment. This is better. This reminds me of the time Trae Young came through and crushed the buildings of New York.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, man. Trae Young. Now another light-skinned guy's coming through and crushing the buildings.
Here we go.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Here we go. All right, guys. Last night we saw the Dallas Stars. They had the opportunities, and their goalie absolutely let them down. And Edmonton Oilers, they won 5-3 to advance to get the Edmonton Oilers, Florida Panthers 2.0 matchup in the Stanley Cup Finals. Matt, this is now 6 years in a row the state of Florida has been represented in the Stanley Cup Finals. Look, you know who my team is. Everybody, and if you don't know who my team is, y'all, it's the Tampa Bay Lightning. Big Lightning fan. Steven Stamkos, all of them. They like, Nikita Kucherov. I mean, God, they're just loaded team. Vasilevsky is one of the greatest goalies to ever walk the face of the earth. I think he's even comparable to Patrick Roy. That's how good he is. But Matt, the last time a team had a rematch in the Stanley Cup Finals, Because I'm not a big fan, John, of Edmonton, but definitely not for Florida. God, no, I would never cheer on the Florida Panthers. I've been to their arena. I saw them when they played the Lightning, and dude, this is the weirdest stadium, by the way. Their stadium was located like in someone's backyard. It's so bizarre. Sunrise, Florida. Look, Florida's a nice area. It's only like 15, 20 minutes outside of Fort Lauderdale. But it literally is in someone's backyard. It's so antiquated. It's dingy. It's dank. It's not my cup of tea per se. But the last time that a Stanley Cup matchup was a repeat matchup was 2009. And the team that lost the year before came back, handled their business, and won the Stanley Cup. Edmonton last year played 7 games with the Panthers, and Panthers won. Remember, the Panthers squeaked in to the playoffs. Actually, they won on the last day of the season to get into the playoffs, and they made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals, and they won. But Matt, I think Edmonton's going to do it for the first time since the early '90s. I think they're going to win the Stanley Cup. What do you think?
Oh man, I'm just gonna have to go ahead and go with Florida here, man. I mean, I think they've been consistent and throughout these playoffs. And again, it's a toss up. Both teams deserve to be there. Both teams had hell of a seasons. But I'm gonna go with Florida on this one, man. I just think that they know how to get it done, and they're going to get it done.
I think the Tides may switch. I think we could realistically see, yes, the Predators are a good team, but I think realistically we could see Edmonton finally get back to the promised land. However, Tampa Bay is knocking on the door next year. They will be back. Stay tuned for that one. Guys, shout out to the University of Tennessee Lady Vols. They're playing an elimination game against Florida. Florida is actually going to looks like they are going to be eliminated. They're being waxed on the floor 11-3. For those who don't know, Tennessee Lady Vols have literally one of the best pitchers to ever walk the game in college women's softball history. She can throw a pitch equivalent to 113 miles per hour. Absolutely heard of. But shout out to University of Tennessee Lady Vols, as it looks like they're going to knock Florida out. Shout out to Texas Tech. They look like they very well could be moving on to the next round of the Women's College World Series. A regional series started today for baseball, and a really cool, interesting moment is actually taking place tonight in Clemson, guys. And Matt, and I don't think you knew this either, but this is actually the first game ever in World Series history, basically, for University of South Carolina Upstate. USC Upstate is playing Clemson. They've never been to the regionals. Okay, but here's the cool thing: the coaches are brothers at the USC Upstate, and they both got the opportunity to come. WYFF4 did a story on them, and the parents are beyond excited. And here, look, I'm not saying SC Upstate's is gonna win the regional. I don't think they're going to, but even if they get one win, it's a monumental victory for them because they got there. So shout out to USC Upstate, but we'll see. I think Clemson actually just wins it 2-0, and they move on to the Supers. We'll see on that one. Guys, really quickly, shout out to Lester Holt. Tonight was his last ever hosting of Nightly News on NBC. He is stepping down. He's going to still do stuff with Dateline NBC, but Matt, I've grown up watching the Lester Holt, gosh, decades it seems, but just want to give a quick shout out to Lester Holt. Congratulations on an illustrious career in broadcasting and continued success with Dateline NBC. Guys, we've had an absolutely phenomenal episode. Fantastic. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. We're currently at 112 comments. Yes, we literally are at 112. Maybe we can squeak in 3 more before and make it 115. It's a record for us on the comment sections. But we will not be here on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we will be enjoying our little time off. Then we are going to come back. Matt is diligently working on the new introduction for season 4, which should be out any time. and then we'll get it uploaded, and it's going to be a bang. We will have a new short that is being posted today, right after I get off here. It's with Graham Neff, the athletic director of University of Clemson. Great guy. Shout out to him and everything. By the way, he donated to my wife's school campaign to help for her next year for like building the classroom up. So shout out to Graham Neff. Great. The amount of love and care that me, Matt, Shane, Hank, and my family and all of our families really get from you all, from all of our guests. It's just, it makes us warm inside. We appreciate everything that y'all have done for us. We appreciate the subscribers that we have gained. We appreciate the followers we're gaining, and we appreciate the 1,900 views today. We got notified on my TikTok page about the short that we did. We're at 1,920 views, I believe, on TikTok. So thank you so much for that. We appreciate everything. Guys, we will be back next Friday, June the 6th. Season 4 kicks off. There'll be a whole lot new going on. Bigger, better, faster, stronger. 50 points if you know what that song is from. But yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We cannot wait for it. Guys, right now. Thank you again to our good friend John, Pitch Good Podcast, for hooking me up with the people for networking to get all those people to sign up to come on and do the training camp episode with us for the summer. And now it's going to be for about 5 weeks. And if it takes off, it will be a third episode will be introduced permanently. That will be up for discussion between Matt, Shane, myself, and Hank. We will still can't believe Brandon made an unknowing reference to Terrell Owens. Did I, Matt?
I think you did.
Okay, I don't know. You have to refresh me on that one. But guys, cannot wait. We're going to have, starting the season, we have a guest. He was on top of the world. He was covering the Masters in 2007 and went and robbed a bank. And he's now having to, get your popcorn ready. Yes. But yes, he turned his life around after spending 2.5 years in prison. You're going to like hearing his story. It's going to be a lot of, and might need to get your tissues because it's pretty an emotional story. We can't wait to hear about it. You're going to really enjoy it. Matt is hopefully, I know guys, so Matt is a very busy individual. He wears multiple hats. But he will try to get me all the shorts that I can post finishing up the season. We still have to get a couple more out to them, to our guest. But we'll try to have those up.
Yeah, gotta update that. I gotta update the
TikTok page.
TikTok page
really
too.
Yes. That one's
yeah. Luckily, I could just do a drag and drop, so I got them all in order. So season 4 comes around, guys. When season 4 comes around, everything's gonna be a lot better, a lot more structured. We're gonna have some fun with this, man. It's going to be for us on the back end of things. It's going to be a seamless flow.
This will be the season where we disassociate ourselves from the pack and we become the best of the best. And we're going to do it with all your help. And we thank you so much. But Matt will try and get all the shorts to me before next Friday so I can post them, get them all posted. He's going to work diligently to get the TikTok page updated. And look, I put it on my TikTok page too. So please check me out there and let me know what you think about the shorts that we have created. We are going to upload all the remaining episodes until episode 109 on Spotify, Apple, and iHeart, because we are going to also have our good friend at the radio station, TigerNation.live. He's going to start posting those up as well. We should also be live on there for season 4. Just stay tuned for that one. Guys, we have a lot going on. Can't wait for it. So, with that being said, for all of our guests we have had for this wonderful season 3, sorry, my cousin to come on. He's actually live right now. Check him out. Dirty Fanatics United. They are on YouTube. Chase, Cody, Phillip, and I think another guy's name is Robert. I know they have one guy. I can't remember his name, but check them out. They're really good. Their Atlanta Falcons content really good. Check out all of the podcasts that we follow, everything, because they have some really good stuff. Check out our good friend Pitch Good Podcast. John just put up some new episodes, new content. You're going to absolutely enjoy his stuff, and we cannot wait for you guys to check out what's coming next. Season 4 starts this Friday coming up, June the 6th. So in 1 week, we'll be back with you. So for our good friend Shane, who always tells you peace, love, and bacon grease. For our good friend Hank Russell, who says, thank you so much for everything you guys do. We really appreciate it. Matt, what do you tell these lovely people, sir?
Yes, guys, weekend's coming up. A lot of people, kids are out of school. A lot of people are going to be out and about. Just remember, guys, to do not get flagged in the game of life. If you're going to go out and drink, call an Uber, get a designated driver. Or better yet, just drink at home. Don't get flagged in the game of life. Just don't get flagged.
Slurping bacon grease for Shane right now.
That's disgusting.
That sounds gross.
That's disgusting.
Oh, guys. But yes, as I always tell you, peace up. A-Town down. Why? It's the greatest sports city that ever was. Atlanta, you are playing the Boston Red Sox. You are down 2-1. Obviously, we had a tremendous break. Bad news today, but let's finish on the positive note. Start the season. I mean, the weekend good. Guys, have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next Friday for season 4. And y'all take care. Enjoy this outro, and good night.